Hey everybody, Facebook Live. We got a big interview with top producing realtor, Shaun Richardson out of Lima, Ohio. Shaun is 18 months in the real estate business and over 50 houses in his first 18 months in the business, guys. He's an absolute killer. I'm excited to have him a part of EXP, a part of the agent ownership movement that's going around the United States right now. We've got literally top producers from every brokerage coming over because of agent ownership and because of the global aspect of what we're doing and because we're the Uber of real estate in the cloud and we're owned by the agents. And so Shaun is one of those guys that saw the vision, just like the number one agent for Keller Williams, Tom Daves, came over about 2 weeks ago to EXP. Phone's ringing. I'm going to have to put that on. But guys, things are crazy right now. I mean, absolutely insane. And, I'm excited about Shaun being able to get on here. Angelo, what's up? Valerie Clark, Shelly Robertson. Let's see, Nancy Smith. Shaun's on here. I'm going to get you on. Frank and Alicia, Laura Rowe. Just checking y'all out an awesome, awesome. Hang on a second. Hold up, guys. Hold up. Alrighty. So Shaun is about to come on here, guys. Give me 1 second. I'm still doing business late at night. I know. It's crazy. 1 second, guys. 1 second. 1 second. Alright. Okay. Here we go. Ashley, my amazing wife. I love you, baby. I love you. Let me get Shaun on here. We're going to talk agent ownership. Okay, that's not going to work. Shaun, where are you, man? I'm trying to add you. And for some reason, once again, it's not saying that you can be added. But let me see what's going on here. Shaun, where are you, dude? There you are. Bring Shaun on camera. Here we go. Stro is coming up, guys.
Hey.
Shaun Richardson, the man, the myth, and the legend.
How's
50
it going?
houses sold in your first 18 months in real estate. That's insanity.
Man, I'll tell you what, real estate, I wish I would have got in a long time ago. Real estate's something I'm passionate about. And, I was thinking about this the other day, right before we were going to do our video. And I was thinking about how when I was a kid, and I loved baseball. And I was on a team that I loved, and then my team traded me to a team that was in a different league, and they decided, hey, let's have Shaun as a DH. So I went from playing the field and getting the bat to just being a DH and just getting the bat. And that really crushed me because I would sit there half of the time and I'd watch people play the other half of the game, and I'm just on the bench. And so then if I struck out, then I really got down and I got bummed because this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to play. I wanted to be in the game. And what I feel EXP is I was playing half the time because I was just an owner, just an agent. I was not owner. But now with EXP, you guys bring it to me. And right away, as soon as you mentioned it to me, I was like, I totally get this. This is the next level. This is like when I joined EXP, I knew what I was getting to. I knew there was agent ownership. I knew that we could create rev share. And I knew I was going to make more per deal. And so when it came down to it, even though I loved the company I was with, I saw an opportunity for my family to be all in and to have a better life than we ever had before. And it's happening. The first 8 months has been incredible with EXP. I love it. I love all the training. And it's just straight up phenomenal.
Well, we are so blessed to have you a part of the family, man. I mean, and you know what, guys? I will tell you something about Shaun. He is one of those guys that he never comes at people saying, what can you do for me? He's always coming to people and he's adding value. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? And Shaun, that's really, I think, the testament to your 50 houses in 18 months, your first 18 months, is you go to people and say, hey, what can I do for you? What can I help you with? And I love that you have a giving heart. And so I'd like you to talk about, you know, like your background before real estate, because
Okay.
I want you to be very specific, very honest, and talk about what your life looked like before real estate in general, and then before EXP, coming from a brokerage that you didn't own to a
Okay.
brokerage that you now own in Ohio, where you're from.
Okay. So originally, right out of high school, I was homeschooled my last 6 years in high school. Not high school, my last 6 years in school. And so anyways, after that, I got into window cleaning, and I was afraid of heights, petrified. And for whatever reason, I thought, hey, let's get into the window cleaning game. And
Wow. How
I
does a guy go from being afraid of heights to in the window cleaning? That I
don't
can't
know.
figure out.
It didn't make
You're
sense to me
crazy.
either, but I liked it, and I loved the schedule. I had a great boss, and I liked what I did. I liked going place to place, meeting different people, and I just enjoyed it. And I always was passionate about teaching the new guys. I was part of the training and every new guy that ever came on board. And I did that for 18 years, and I really liked it. I conquered my fear of heights. I was petrified of heights. My dad could attest, when I was 7 or 8 years old, he tried to get me to go into the attic of our garage, and I had to stand on the top step of that 6-foot ladder.
Wow.
I was shaking, and he was like, "Man, are you afraid of heights?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm petrified here, Dad." And so, anyways, long story short, I ended up as high as 330 feet on the side of a 26-story building, and I was nervous, but
Holy cow.
instead of letting that fear control me, I said, you know what? I'm just going to do it anyways. I'm just going to do it anyways. And, you know, it's kind of like with EXP. Some people are seeing it and they're getting the deer in headlights. They see that it's an exciting opportunity, but they're scared. And I'm not like that. I don't get scared. When I see an opportunity, I say, you know what? I'm going to take this head on. And I am so excited because I can help so many people with this company. I mean, it's just incredible what you can do with it. And so when it came down to it, I actually ruptured 2 discs in my lower back, and my window cleaning career came to a halt. And in 2008, my wife and I had got into flipping a few homes and fixing a few homes to rent out, and we had some rentals. And so I've been reading about real estate, and I had thought about becoming an agent a while ago. And basically, when I hurt my back, I'm laying there for about 1.5 years, 2 years. I couldn't do anything. My wife had to help me out of bed. And there were days where I didn't even know if life was worth living. I couldn't stand feeling like I wasn't bringing any value to anybody. It
Wow.
ate at me. It was so trying mentally and physically. I just could not imagine living my life and bringing no value. Because just like you were saying, I like to help people. And at that point in my life, I felt like all I was doing was bringing others down. And it was horrible to see life go on without me out and about. I was just at home every day. But then when we moved, some of my really good friends, I saw Jared Hurls was on here. He was one of them. Hey, Joel. Some of my good friends actually helped me move, and I wasn't able to move one thing. I was just doing good standing up. And it was very hard for me to go through that. But long story short, I get through that time period. And there was a time where I thought, all right, maybe I should just get my real estate license. And my back was starting to bother me again. After my surgery, I was starting to hurt. And I was like, I don't know if I could actually even concentrate during my classes. And I went ahead and scheduled it anyways. I said, you know what, I'm going to schedule it. And the very next day when I had my first class, my back wasn't bothering me anymore. It was almost like God said, you know what, go ahead and take that step of faith, and I'll prove to you that you can do this. And I didn't have pain the whole time I went through my classes, because if anyone's experienced it, when I would sit down, it was like someone was jamming a needle in my side. It was this pinched nerve that would go down my leg, and it hurt so fierce. And so anyways, I stepped out in faith. I said, I'm going to schedule these classes. I'm going to do this. This is what I think God has for me. And so anyways, fast forward, first 4 months in real estate, wasn't having any luck. Everyone that knew me knew I was new at real estate. Everyone that didn't know me, didn't know me. So anyways, but then I started learning. I was focusing on what can I do. And there was a day where I felt like God put it on me and said, you know what, I want you to start helping others. Just start doing good for others. And he gave me an idea. So I started calling different companies and was like, hey, can I do a commercial for you? Can I help you? And they were like, sure.
Yep.
And I'm loving it, right? And I've gotten some new friendships from it. And it feels good to help others. And my real estate career has just taken off since then.
Now, let me ask you this. Your transition from window cleaner, laboring every day, did you ever doubt you could do it, or were you just always that guy that thinks positive? Did you ever have did you think, I guess what I'm saying, and I'm not sure, you are killing it. I mean, I don't know of somebody that's been in the business 18 months and has sold 50 houses. That's not normal. So my question is it because of your hard work ethic that you had, that you knew that you were just going to outperform people with service to your clients? What was it? Or were you ever like, I don't know if I'm going to pull this off? I mean, we all have a little bit of self-doubt. We overcome it, hopefully.
The first 4 months really were challenging. And to go from a job where you get paid every other week automatically to all of a sudden you're getting paid nothing until you sell a house. 4 months, I didn't get paid anything. And I was just, I'll be honest, it started to weigh on me. Like, am I doing the right thing? Is this for me? And once again, I wanted to bring something to the table. As a guy, you want to bring something to the table. You want to take care of your family. And I'll tell you what, my wife stepped up and she took care of us. And you really find out a lot about your spouse when you go through something like that. She's incredible. She's the love of my life. That's a whole nother story. We have a whole story of how we met. And I mean, God was good. He brought her into my life on a day that I hated and made it a day that was brand new and exciting. And now that this day that I used to hate became a day that I met my wife, and we're going to celebrate 12 years of marriage here in September. So.
Wow. I feel the same way. When I met Ashley, I was not in a good place. So I think God sends them when we need them the most, man. So yes. I totally get that. So let's talk about where your vision is. Where's real estate going for you from a sales standpoint in Ohio? How does EXP play into that? How do you balance selling, because you're going to clip 50 this year. How do you balance EXP's agent ownership with selling that amount of real estate? How do you do that?
Well, when it comes down to it, I just make sure I follow up with everyone. I'm always marketing. I'm in a group trying to grow my business all the time. It just keeps things flowing. And EXP has something where they generate leads for you if you opt in for it. So I took advantage of that. And
how's that going?
It's going good. It's going really good. And we have a great lead generation website. Love it. KV Core, it's incredible. But ultimately, it systematically puts it into a simpler perspective for you on a day-to-day basis, so you know what you should be doing. And the training I've been getting online, some of the people that are teaching us, I was just watching this morning the Friday conversation from the Icon agents, and it was incredible. I mean, just hearing how they got to where they're at and hearing what they know and how they got to where they are. Sorry, there's a train.
The train's coming, baby. Choo, choo.
Let's ride the train.
But going into the training, I want to talk about this for a second, because a lot of people don't understand how our cloud office works. Okay, when you're at EXP, you have access to the top agents all over the nation. So nothing against Lima, Ohio. Okay, is it Lima or Lima?
Lima.
Lima. All right. Say it again. Lima? Lima.
It's Lima. Yeah,
Lima.
Lima's
I'll think of Lime and I'll remember it. So Lima, Ohio, Shaun Richardson selling 50 houses in 18 months. But what have you learned being able to have access to agents that, sell hundreds of houses a year, and they're in the cloud, they're teaching, they're training? Do you feel like if you compare when you were at your other brokerage to what kind of training you're getting now, because you have a cloud office and you have access to the top of all the nation. Tell me the differences in what you've learned.
Well, here's the thing. When you're with a small brokerage, it's a little cutthroat because you're in that area and you're against each other. So you have to compete, right? Even though you're in the same office, you're competing.
Yeah.
When you're with a company like EXP, we have people all across the country, top-notch people. I'm talking Jay Kinder, Jay Nelson, Brent Gove, and we get to watch these live videos, and they're teaching us, and they're not just telling us how to put together a contract or how to write a listing. They're teaching us how to grow our business, and that's exciting because that was one of the reasons I wanted to join. Is I always want to be growing. I don't ever want to feel like I'm stalled out or like I've hit a ceiling. I always want to be growing, and I also want to help others, and I see that potential to help other people to do the same.
Let me say something real quick, because you just said something I want to touch on. I've been saying this a long time. There's a difference in being in an occupation as a realtor and having that occupation and actually building a business around what you do. Why don't you talk about how I think Shaun Richardson is a guy that exemplifies building a business around Shaun Richardson and what he's doing. And tell him, I mean, you are out literally helping other businesses gain more business. And I tell you what, dude, you are way up on the admiration scale for me. And me and Ashley talk about it all the time. My wife is we just love you guys so much, you and your wife. But just talk about the difference in being an occupational realtor and actually building a business.
Well, when it comes to building a business, you're creating something for the future. And with EXP, I saw the potential to create something for my family so that I could set a time frame. It's like, look, this is where I'm going to retire and shoot for it. And it's not going to be just off of what I could do, because what happens with a normal brokerage is you can only make what you can make, and that's it. And sometimes the split isn't as good either. So then you're really hurting. And I always felt like I was taking from my family to advertise, versus now when you're on an 80-20 split, you don't feel like you're taking from your family to advertise your listings. So I see the potential not only to make more in real estate, but to grow my team nationwide and to eventually retire and set up and still do real estate as I want to, because I actually like it a lot. I don't ever want to quit real estate, but to maybe enjoy the family time more. We love to travel.
Talking about the split of 80-20, and then when you sell and cap, which you're about to cap,
yep,
where you're now going to start getting 100% of your commissions, which is exciting.
Yes, and that didn't exist in my other company, and that's something that I always need something to go towards. You know what I mean? Like I need a goal.
Yep.
And I saw that was my first goal. My first goal is I want to cap. And I joined last November, and I was like, one thing I want to do is I want to cap. And so I'm right there. And next thing you know, my next goal will be to become an icon agent, because
I can't wait for that.
You know, like yourself. Because
you're gonna do it.
But then I want to see my brother do the same. See, my brother's getting his real estate license here very soon. And with this company, I can work with him. And as he does better, I can help him, to teach him. I actually plan on going out and visiting him and helping him in person for a little while. And that'll be cool. And then what's cool, too, is I love that twice a year we have 2 different events that the company has. We just went to Vegas in April, and we're going to New Orleans in October. And how cool is that? I've never been to either one of those places, Jay. And now I've been to Vegas. Now I'm going to New Orleans. So
it's going to be fun.
That's something that we like to do. We like to get away.
Well, you know, I'm trying to think of what else, man. Dude, you're just you are really, really you're somebody that's special to Ashley and I. Ashley's commenting. She says she's so excited for you and your brother, and that's cool to have your brother coming into. Yeah. Man, he's a lucky dude to have you paving the way on what to do, bro. Seriously. If your brother's watching, you got the cliff notes of the first 18 months in real estate. Shaun, you ought to write a book called The First 18 Months in Real Estate. You ought to literally write the book, My First 18 Months in Real Estate, and just write it and say, I'm writing this book, and I've only been in real estate for 18 months. So everything you're going to read is relative to what's in my mind about my first 18 months in real estate. You should write that. That's a message people need to hear. I think a lot of people think this industry's easy, and that is the biggest lie on the planet. It's the most ferociously, listen to me. For those of y'all, what's up, Jeff Willems? Jeff Willems is watching you, man. Jeff Willems sells 800 houses a year.
Wow. Dang.
And he's watching my boy Shaun. So, wow. Jeff, he should write the book, right? My First 18 Months in Real Estate. We'll see what Jeff's got to say. Jeff owned a Remax. Now he's killing it in EXP.
Wow.
But here's the thing. Here's the misconception. The misconception is all these people do is go put signs in yards, which is absolutely the most ridiculous. They don't understand what happens behind the scenes. They don't understand some of the stuff that goes down in this industry, it's ferociously competitive, but it's stressful, man. I'm telling you, today I was stressed. And, I don't know, man. Have you ever waited tables?
I actually never have.
Have you ever worked in the restaurant industry?
Nope. I was just a window. I was on the outside of the building.
This might be relative to the same thing. I'll just make a point. When I was in the restaurant industry, to me, there was no stress. I got 45 minutes. All I got to do is get a Coke. I got to turn a steak in right. I got to make sure their French fries have ketchup. And then I get paid for that moment, and then they're gone.
Yep.
Real estate is a mind drain over the course of 90 days, 60 days. So, people see a restaurant and they see the speed. That's not stressful to me. When you put somebody's entire, where they live, where they reside, and you put the pressure to, hey, we got to get, think about this, Shaun. Think about this real quick. Here's who all has to agree in order for one real estate deal to go down. Now, think about the stress involved. The buyer and the seller got to agree.
Mm-hmm.
The loan officer has to agree. The appraiser has to agree. The title attorney that's closing has to agree. The home inspector, oh my gosh, he's never going to agree, right? And then once you get a deal done, it seems like you're putting it back. You're constantly putting it back together. I've had people sell for FSBO, and they're like, I sold my last house FSBO. I'm not doing that again. I want a realtor that's a professional that can handle, the objections that we get. You know what? And also, I think when people see a for sale by owner, the people just go to the attack mode on trying to get the house as cheap as possible. That's why the owner, did you know this, Shaun? The owner of forsalebyorowner.com used a realtor to sell his house 2 years ago. Did you know that?
Oh, that's awesome.
It was like a $10 million house. Something stupid.
Wow.
So, Shaun, what's the next year look like for you with your business? What are your goals? And what do you see your goals on the agent ownership side, on the broker side? So there's two goals here, right? There's what you want to do on the real estate agent side, and then the brokerage ownership, which, by the way, if some of you people in Lima are watching, the worst mistake you could ever make is not call Shaun Richardson and say, hey, bro, can you explain agent ownership? Like, that's just ludicrously, is that even a word, ludicrously? That's just crazy.
Now it is.
Called my boy. So where do you see your next year, agent side selling houses and broker ownership side in the ownership?
So I'm definitely shooting for 50 houses this year sold, but I also want to bring on 5 personals, and then I want to help for this year, and then I want to help them bring on 3 as soon as possible, and then by next year I would like to have my team around 15 or 20, and then get the team to grow to have around 100 people in my downline by the end of next year. That would be my
So Shaun, if you
yeah.
bring on an agent,
Mm-hmm.
would you teach them how to sell 50 houses in 18 months? If a
Yes.
brand new agent is watching you right now, will you teach them everything they need to do
Yes.
to sell 50 houses in their first 18 months? Yes or no?
Oh yeah, definitely. I would teach people when I had nothing to gain. Now I have something to gain, so definitely. Why would I
I
not?
think I'll help you. I'll help you teach them, Shaun.
Yes, yes. And that's
Well,
what's great
dude,
about it. Is
listen.
we all get to help people.
Well, listen, man, it was great hanging out with you on the Facebook Live. I know people are watching. They need to call Shaun, give him a call, reach out to him. He's a great guy. He's got a heart of gold, and he really has other people's. You put people above you, and that's why you're so successful, bro. People notice it. They know your heart's right. They know you're not trying to pull something over on them, and that's why you're so successful, dude. So I am so blessed to have you in our life. And
I just really appreciate you
Shaun,
guys giving me that call. Had you guys not reached out to me, my life wouldn't be where it is right now, and I'm just thankful for you guys.
well, we love you, Shaun.
Love you
Tell
too,
your
man. You guys
amazing
have a good
wife we
night.
said hey.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, see you, brother.
Take care.
Love you, man.
Love you too.
Yeehaw, agent ownership. Here we go. Yeah.